every time camera work ruined a BTS performance. Okay, usually I always enjoy BTS performances. Like, I can't think of one live performance of them where I thought, dang, this video is trash. No, I always have a good time watching their live performances. But I can recall many times where there were moments where I was like, what is the cameraman doing? Moments like someone absolutely popping off with either a high note or a rap verse and the camera just isn't even pointed at them, or when the whole group is popping off with the song's choreography and they change the camera to the farthest camera on Mars, and BTS's choreography is just far away in the video and they look like ants. So yeah, I can recall moments where the camera work just was not that good. But I guess good camera work is pretty hard, right? Because I've seen some amazing camera work where like the cameraman is moving along with the members, and it kind of seems like the cameraman knows the song, so they're like moving with the song as well. But yeah, let's watch the video and I guess see some of the worst camera work that BTS has had, which sometimes isn't their fault, right? If they're at an awards show or in another show, I guess it's up to the show's camera work to do it. So if they mess up, well then that's their fault. But let's watch the video.
We all know that BTS practices a lot for their performances. They have coordinated choreographies that go beyond dance steps. They choreograph the movements of their microphones, for example, as well as other illusions that we don't always notice. However, one thing that BTS cannot always control about their performances is the camera work. So I've compiled 13 moments of bad camera work in BTS performances that I can think of. And I will place these moments in this tier list.
We got
the
a tier
first
list.
tier is called "This Mess is Kind of Iconic," because there have been times when a performance has not been filmed properly, but it's somehow kind of fun and iconic in its own
In a good
weird
way.
You will see what I mean in a second. The second tier is called "A Small Mistake." Sometimes it's really not that big of a deal. Camera work is done by camera people, and mistakes and accidents can happen.
That's probably
the third
common.
tier is called "A Mess." This is simply bad camera work that can truly ruin how a performance looks, but it's still not as bad as the fourth tier, which is titled Jail. These are the performances that have unforgivable camera work. They ruin the performance at such a level that BTS calls the camera people out publicly. Hopefully, I'm not.
Look, I don't think Bora City can show like the full performance, but I'm definitely going to search the ones she put in jail because I'm curious. A camera works so bad that it ruined the performance.
At such a level that BTS calls the camera people out publicly. Hopefully, I'm not missing any performance with bad camera work, so let's start with the oldest one I can think of. Boy in Love at Inkigayo in 2014.
Inkigayo?
Out of all the K-pop music shows, Inkigayo has the craziest camera work.
They're moving a lot.
Love movement and changing rapidly from different angles. Just look at all the angles they showed in 10 random seconds. They start with the camera a little high, then there's a close-up, then there's a shot of their feet, then they change to a camera that is very low and shaky, then it fades to a wide shot, then after half a second they change sets, and after another second they go back to the main set.
This
then
is
the
10
camera
seconds?
travels for 1 second,
Wait.
and then Taeyeon's face is huge. All of this
Bro, all of this actually happened? Like,
in just 10 seconds. I cannot
That was
even
crazy.
see their faces. I dare you to go to this performance and try to take a good screenshot in which the members are not looking crazy. I also cannot see the choreography properly, but my favorite part of this performance is the camera people's obsession with filming the wall. They even made a random
Why is it so
transition
funny?
introducing the wall and then saying goodbye to the wall. Why is it there? I have no idea, but they do love this wall with the logo.
all right,
this performance
this was pretty bad. This has to be either a mess or jail, right?
is the definition of a mess. Next, we have one of the most recent BTS performances, though at Yet to Come in Busan.
Okay, what? I mean, yeah, now that I think about it, I wasn't amazed by the camera work when I saw Yet to Come. It just seemed normal, you know? But it didn't seem bad. Like
The concert yet to come in Busan
I didn't watch this concert and thought, damn, you know, that camera work was trash.
was streamed online completely
I was
live.
fine with
so
it.
logically, the camera work was not going to beat the best of the best. And if
I
there
guess
were
true.
mistakes, we were going to notice those
was live.
mistakes. That's why when a cameraman fell during dope, we all saw it in different angles.
Oh, yeah. I didn't notice this when I saw the concert, but afterwards I saw clips online.
You cannot see this small accident in the movie of the concert. The camera work for this performance and actually for this entire concert was changed almost.
I mean, if I saw like the camera just go like that, I probably didn't notice. I probably just thought, oh, it's camera work,
completely for the
trying to
movie,
be cool.
because they had the option of editing the best shots they could find, but the ones who watched the concert live know what happened. Still, this is just a small mistake.
Yeah.
The camera people did the best they could to film an entire concert live, and in my opinion, it wasn't that bad. Now let's go back to 2017
I agree.
when BTS performed at the Ellen Show.
I've seen this, but I don't remember what the camera work was
I
like.
tried finding conversations about BTS and bad camera work online to make this video, and one show that came up a couple of times was the Ellen Show, but honestly I don't see it. One of the biggest complaints by fans when BTS started performing in American TV was the bad camera work, which included the excessiveness of shots of the audience. And I agree with
that happens a
but
lot.
not when it comes to these performances at the Ellen Show. I believe that fans from 2017 were so used to watching BTS's performances being recorded by Korean shows that prioritize choreography that a couple of shots of the audience in American shows were still a big shock. But I actually do like when shows show the audience singing and shouting.
Yeah, a couple
problem
seconds
is the
is fine.
excessiveness and the irrelevant shots of people. If you're going to show the audience, show people singing or dancing or doing something, not the people just standing there in shock. And of course, show the audience moderately without interrupting important moments of the performance. Most American shows don't do this properly, but as much as I dislike the Ellen Show, their camera work for BTS's performances in 2017 and 2018 were fine. There may have been 2 or 3 unnecessary audience shots during mic drop, but these are just small mistakes. Talking about mic drop, there are
I guess one advantage that these talk shows in America have is that it's usually just a small stage. So I guess it's easier to just have the camera on the members.
a lot of performances for this song in this list for some reason. So let's talk about the 2017 performances of Mic Drop and DNA at Inkigayo.
Again, Inkigayo? Oh my, did they do the same thing? It's just going crazy?
Whatever was happening at Inkigayo in 2014 was happening at Inkigayo in 2017. Everything changes so fast and the camera is extremely shaky. Everything keeps bouncing and there's a lot of zoom ins and outs.
And then I guess if you're moving the camera around too much, there's kind of like, it gets a little bit blurry. But I think that's to do with like, I'm pretty sure it's not the camera that makes it blurry. It's kind of like YouTube processing
There's really
the video.
no need for the camera to move this much. It's almost unwatchable.
Yeah, like YouTube videos
Also,
do not
if the
like
members move,
too much movement because then it just makes it get all blurry. And colors.
Also, if the members move, the camera doesn't have to move with them because then we cannot see the dance steps at all. All we see is a shaky camera and everything is a blur.
Is this actually like what it looks like? It's just all blurry.
The
And then-
camera work
It looks like the cameraman is just trying to be cool, you know, go along. But it didn't turn out well.
The camera work for this performance genuinely pisses me off and I hate it. This mess is not fun or iconic. It's simply a mess. And I would say it's an even bigger mess than what they were doing in 2014. Now let's talk about the type of camera work mess that I can actually enjoy. The 2019 performance of Mic Drop at Saturday Night Live.
Wait, I've seen this. I like watching it because at the end when they do their like little dance break, they go hard in this one. And also you can hear their vocals a lot.
Can actually enjoy. The 2019 performance of Mic
But
Drop.
did I ever complain about the camera work? What? I feel like the camera work was pretty simple during this, wasn't it?
Saturday Night Live. The main problem with the camera work for Mic Drop at SNL is that SNL has basically no knowledge about filming choreography properly. First.
But that's true. But I feel like BTS, is very skilled and their performances are a lot of fun. So they could just have the camera in front of them, not move at all, and I'd probably still really enjoy it. Kind of like their performance videos.
Usually, the members who are not in certain parts of the choreography go out of frame and wait until it's their turn to go back on stage. But here, they cannot go out of frame, and the cameras don't do a close-up of the members actually performing, so we can see the other members waiting for their turn. The second problem is that it seems as if
every time I watched this, I never thought that was weird. I mean, yeah, like sometimes the members are gonna be just waiting. That's how choreography works.
The camera people thought of this performance as main singer and his backup dancers, so they sometimes do a close-up of the member singing and we cannot see the choreography around him.
I hate not being able to witness the choreography well.
And sometimes we can see the choreography, but it's filmed from the wrong angle. The third problem is that the camera people don't care to remember that choreographies have figures that are not always singer at center. So there are times when they completely miss a member singing.
Oh, that. Okay, that actually pisses me off with the camera work, not showing the person singing.
Member singing.
I mean, if they're showing the audience or like the stage from far, that's fine. But here, there was no excuse to have my boy Jin out there on the side, out of the camera.
For some reason, these problems don't really happen with Boy With Love. I feel like this is because Boy With Love doesn't have as many fast changes and unique formations as Mic Drop. But in any case, the camera work for Mic Drop is a mess. But it's not a disorienting kind of mess. The camera work at Inkigayo left me with a headache.
Literally.
But as someone who watched the SNL performance back in 2019 as a non-fan, this performance left me wanting to watch more of them.
Yeah, I always enjoyed this.
Formations and figures are mostly ruined. But a lot of the general public in the comment section saw how powerful and energetic the BTS members are. Also, it gave me a lot of vibes of real on-the-street dancing, which is not filmed beautifully in the studio with the perfect camera angles. This mess of a camera work proves that BTS's performances don't just look good, they are good, because BTS are good. In my opinion, this mess is kind of iconic. Let's do one more performance of Mic Drop.
I've always loved that performance.
Mic Drop at the 2017 Mama. Overall, this performance of Mic Drop has very good camera work, but they made one tragic mistake. Every single ARMY waits for the iconic moment when Suga lets the mic drop, but the award show showed the audience instead.
No, what? Wait, really? Oh, this is what I'm talking about, bro. So many performances, I'm like, oh, yo, the choreography and the chorus about to start. This is gonna be so cool. And then the freaking camera. It's not far away.
Fortunately, we can see the actual mic drop in the performance recorded by BTS staff. That
and
is,
he threw it all cool,
we can
like,
see the actual mic drop in the performance recorded by BTS staff that is on their YouTube channel. So yes, this is one single small mistake, but it is an important one. So it goes to the beginning of the tier. Next, we have another performance from 2017, DNA at the American Music Awards. This performance has terrible camera work and sound. There are way too many audience shots.
Wow, so all of this was sped up as well, and it still felt long.
Where we can see nothing. The camera is hardly ever focused on the member singing.
Alright, yeah, this... this looks like some pretty trash camera work. This might be the first JO we see.
This is just a terribly recorded performance. There is nothing to appreciate. We can see the audience 50% of the time, and the other 50%, the members are too small, the camera angle is terrible, or the members singing is out of frame. What makes it even worse is that this is BTS's American TV debut, so it was an important moment. In the behind the scenes, the BTS members are panicking and visibly stressed out by the bad organization of the camera people.
그냥 카메라 여기서 잡고 있어도 여기를 보고 하는 게 맞아.
나는 얼굴이 보이면 안 되는 것 같아서 난 계속
그런 거 신경 쓰지.
So they know. They knew the camera work was bad.
우연이 아니니까.
For this, the camera work for this performance should go to jail. Next, we have the camera work for a Suga fancam for BTS's performance of Dionysus at MBC's show Musical.
Oh, fancam? Oh yeah. You know, music shows sometimes like have official fan cams, right?
Nowadays, fancams in K-pop TV shows.
I was gonna mention this. I saw some clip of this on TikTok. How they have they just record the full shot and then they just edit out the fan cams just to make it easier.
Are mostly done in a computer. But a couple of years ago, a camera person was designated a specific member they had to follow. And I prefer these fan.
When I heard about fan cams, that's what I thought. I was like, oh, there's one person for each member and they have to focus on just recording that one member.
Because we can get moments like this, when Suga's cameraman lost Suga and started looking for him in panic.
Nah. Okay, that's pretty funny.
This type of fancam is a little shaky and imperfect because there's an actual person following the member. But I believe that's what makes it fun. It really feels like a fan recording their favorite BTS member, which is the definition of a fancam. Computers do not make iconic mistakes like this. So for that reason, this mess is kind of iconic. While we are talking about camera work being more and more computerized, let's talk about BTS's online concert, Sowusu Day 1.
The Sowusu concerts, they were so good.
In 2021, BTS held their first online fan meeting. This was a 2-day streaming concert, and for the first day, the camera work was not the best. Surprisingly, the best recorded performances were the ones with choreographies, so maybe they prepared a lot for those. But when we talk about the performances of just them singing, it seemed like there was no preparation. First of all, the stage was beautiful, but there were too many aerial shots of the stage.
I guess it was their first online live concert, right?
We also saw a lot of their backs for some reason. And of course, they kept filming the wrong member.
Wait, what? In their own concert?
I believe that one reason why the cameras kept losing the members was because a lot of the concert was filmed with robots. And actually, one of the robots hit J-Hope's leg.
Wait, what? Did it actually? Oh, wait, that's a pretty big cart.
For the second day of the concert, the camera...
that's pretty funny. I don't think J-Hope actually got real hurt or anything.
For the second day of the concert, the camera work was a lot better, so it's good that they fixed it. But day one was a little bit of a mess.
That's impressive, though.
Not Inkigayo level of mess, but it was a mess. Next, we have an iconic performance, Fake Love at the 2018 Billboard Music Awards. The BBMAs have gotten a lot better at filming BTS's performances over the years, but camera work for their first performance of Fake Love in 2018 was terrible. Technically, the choreography was filmed properly. The camera people knew the moment each BTS member was about to sing, but what could have been okay camera work was ruined by the number of audience shots.
Again with the audience shots.
In this one short performance BTS had, there were a total of 24 audience shots.
1 minute and 10 seconds was to the audience.
Earlier in this video, I mentioned that I don't mind some audience shots. I actually prefer having some instead of none at all, like in Korean TV shows. However, this is not only too much, but it's also not timed correctly. Here's an example of an audience shot with good timing. BTS is singing, then it cuts to a fan singing for 1 second,
Yeah,
and then
1
it
second.
cuts back to BTS. This doesn't happen a lot though. Here's an example of an audience shot with bad timing, which happens a lot in this performance.
Oh, not during the
They filmed the
choreography.
fan as she was about to sing, and when she actually started singing, they changed shots. Nothing makes sense. Also, there were times when they filmed fans in the darkness, so we couldn't even see their reactions. I also believe that as camera people, if you're going to show the audience, you should be looking for people having fun, because I could see a lot of awkward moments of people being uncomfortable being on camera or having almost no reaction. And even if they are fans having fun, if your big camera focuses on them for way too long, it's going to feel uncomfortable regardless.
Yeah, like if I want an audience shot, I want one where they're like singing along, jumping around, dancing.
These problems could have been solved by showing the audience less, way less. Actually, if you don't know how to film audiences, don't film them at all. The camera work for this performance is a mess. Probably a bigger mess than some Inkigayo performances. Next, we have another iconic BTS performance, Idol at the 2018 Melon Music Awards.
This is I think a couple times when they were doing the chorus choreography, they would like move the camera out.
Overall, this iconic performance was filmed properly, but there was a funny and unfortunate mistake that made the performance not be 100% perfect. Here's some context. BTS prepared specific transitions with
of
props.
course.
After J-Hope finished his solo part, he took out a prop and threw it to Jimin. After Jimin finished his part, he took out another prop and threw it to Jungkook. But when
What is she gonna say? Because I've seen this performance so many times.
After Jimin finished his part, he took out another prop and threw it to Jungkook. But when Jungkook threw his prop, the camera switchers messed up the transition. If you didn't watch this performance live when it was happening in 2018, you probably didn't notice this mistake because the Melon Music Awards have re-uploaded an edited version of this performance a couple of times. So yes, this is a very, very small mistake. It's the magnitude of the performance what makes me remember it. But I still think it's not as bad as a year-end award show performance of Mic Drop we know actual Mic Drop. Next we
I mean the original clip didn't seem that bad. It's because when you're watching this stuff, it's like you're just so into it, you don't even notice stuff like that.
We have the 2019 performances of Boy With Love and Fire at Good Morning America.
Ooh.
What I find funny about the camera work of these performances is the weird angles. I believe this is because the camera people could only be on stage on the sides.
Yeah, I was gonna say it felt kind of weird seeing the shots of the cameramen, behind them, because usually they don't record from that angle.
The camera people could only be on stage on the sides instead of the front, so we couldn't see a lot of the choreography or the members singing because they are usually in the middle.
Bro, they don't got some floating cameras around on some wires or something, because a recording just from the side, what? What kind of solution is this? Okay, this is bad. Nah, this is real. This has to go in jail.
Another thing they did a lot was filming the performances from the back of the stage.
What is this camera work? This feels like I'm watching a fan recording.
Either that or wide shots. Overall, I enjoyed this performance.
So they did have cameras hanging
bad or
around.
wide shots. Overall, I enjoyed this performance more than I expected to. Just like with
Really?
Mic Drop at SNL, we could see that BTS's performances look good from different angles. Even if we miss some formations, BTS looks good because they
So
are good
this
performers.
isn't going
it's
in
not
jail.
just the choreography what makes them good. For example, here, other members are singing while the camera focuses on the wrong member, and he's still working with the audience. In my opinion, these little moments make this type of messy camera work iconic.
Wow, so-
Finally, the
Basically, BTS and their skills saved this from not going in jail.
performance most of us have been waiting for. Intro performance trailer and Danger at the
Ooh.
2014 Gayo Daejeon. Back in 2013 and 2014, the opportunities for BTS to perform at stages like this were limited, so BTS prepared one of their best choreographies, only for their performance to be completely ruined by MBC's awful camera work. There was barely any salvageable moments. The cameras were almost all the time so far away that we couldn't see anything on stage.
Oh, I hate that. I mean, didn't they like upload afterwards on YouTube, like, I guess them practicing or something, and you can see it better? That's a video I've seen. I don't think I've seen this. The
There was
NBC
also
one.
a lot of the classical shaking of camera.
Oh,
Like I've said, this was a big opportunity for BTS, and they organized what's, in my opinion, one of their best performances to this day. So BTS was so angry that they recorded their own version
Yeah.
of this performance for their YouTube channel.
yeah, this is the one I've seen. And I thought it was cool. I didn't realize they uploaded this because their actual performance at NBC was so bad. Wow.
And to make sure everyone knows they're doing this because of the bad camera work at NBC, they recorded the performance 3 times. The first one had very good camera work, and it was titled Very Good Camera. The
Wait,
second
really?
one only had one point of view, a camera that showed a wide shot of the performance because NBC loves their wide shots. So this version was titled Good Camera, because if you don't go crazy with the transitions, your wide shots can still look good. The third version was titled Do You Want More?
Wait,
And
so
it
they
shows
actually
that
took
if you just
shots
put
like
a
this?
camera in the middle of the stage, BTS's performances still look good. You don't need to have excellent camera work, just an okay one. But BTS couldn't even get that. The camera work
Okay,
was
that's pretty funny. The fact that they basically responded to the bad camera work by saying, you know what? Here's good camera work. And here's 3 ways of doing it.
simply awful. When you compare how the performance is supposed to look and how it ended up looking at the event, and when you put into consideration the amount of effort they put for this important performance, I can confidently say that this camera
Wow, I'm
work
sad.
should go to the
I'm sad because that performance video is just so iconic. I've seen it so many times. I didn't know that when they performed it in front of people, it was just trash camera
this
work.
is the final tier list.
That
What do you
sucks.
think is the worst camera work in a BTS performance? And also, do you even notice bad camera work? For some
Yeah.
reason, I get headaches when I watch certain Inkigayo performances because there's
You notice
too
it.
much movement by the cameras. But let me know what you guys think.
Well, BTS has like so many live performances, right? I guess we should be grateful that this list of bad camera work was relatively small, considering, you know, how many times they've performed. And of course, some of the things on the list were just small mistakes. And even though I have noticed bad camera work, you know, BTS usually sounds and looks amazing, so you could still have a lot of fun with their performance even if the camera work is very bad. Well, you know, there were some really bad ones in here though, I will admit. The MBC and AMA's performance that are in the jail category, I just can't believe that happened. Like, I mean, I'm gonna go watch the full thing right now, but they did look really bad in these clips. Also, I don't know why, I just thought a lot of moments in this was funny. Just seeing the camera work be so bad. But, you know, it happens. And I guess, you know, sometimes we can't really blame the camera work. Like, maybe they just don't know. For example, when they missed Yoongi's mic drop, you know, maybe the person who was controlling the cameras and all that didn't know that there was a mic drop at the end. And it's a lot of work, I guess, to remember everything. Like, okay, so there's gonna be this group BTS. At the end, there will be a mic drop. You have to show that. Or there's gonna be this other group in this part in their choreography. They do this. Make sure to show that. Like, I guess they can't memorize everyone's choreography and all the important moments. So small mistakes like those will happen. But yeah, that was a pretty fun video. And it was great to see BTS, you know, always just do their best and be awesome on stage. And if the camera work is bad, it ain't their fault. But anyways, that was the video. I hope you enjoyed and thanks for watching.